This is an ABC News special report. The death of President Jimmy Carter.
I'm Mary Bruce at ABC News headquarters in New York. We are coming on the air at this hour because we have just learned that former President Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has died. He was 100 years old. His passing comes just over a year after the death of former First Lady Rosalind Carter, his beloved wife of 77 years and childhood sweetheart, the couple inseparable in life and even in death. Jimmy Carter attending his wife's memorial service, determined to be there, to be with her, despite being in hospice care since February of last year. The service for Mrs. Carter also attended by President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden, along with the former President Bill Clinton, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, and former First Ladies Michelle Obama, Laura Bush, and Melania Trump. The former president had several health setbacks in recent years. The Carter Center announced after a series of short hospital stays, he had decided to end further medical treatments. He chose to receive hospice care at his home for the remainder of his life. Rosalind Carter also entered hospice care in the final days of her life after being diagnosed with dementia. A lifetime together, the couple celebrated their 77th wedding anniversary in July of 2023. A one-term president, Jimmy Carter faced domestic setbacks, a challenging economy, and the Iranian hostage crisis during his 4 years in office. The former president and First Lady, though, may be best known for what they accomplished after their time in the White House. Jimmy Carter transforming the traditional role of ex-presidents by remaining a public figure and traveling the globe as a fierce defender of human rights through the establishment of the Carter Center. Like her husband, Mrs. Carter was devoted to public service. She was also a staunch mental health advocate and humanitarian. A lifetime together, they were partners in every sense of the word. ABC's David Muir looks back on Jimmy Carter's remarkable life.
He was the boy from Georgia, from the small town of Plains to the presidency.
Just to bring you some breaking news, we're getting reports from U.S. media via what they're describing as a statement that Jimmy Carter, the former U.S. president, the 39th U.S. president, and also Nobel Peace Prize recipient, has died at the age of 100. He turned 100 in October, on the 1st of October. And sadly, it was only in November that he lost his wife, Rosalind. 77 years they were married, the longest marriage of a first couple.
News special report. I'm Jerika Duncan in New York. The 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, has died. He was 100 years old. Earlier this year, CBS News was there as the former president watched a military flyover in honor of his milestone birthday from his backyard in Plains, Georgia. While Mr. Carter served only one term, many people remember the former president for the things he did after he left the White House. Jimmy Carter transformed the role of ex-president and became a fierce defender of human rights. All the while, he maintained a strong commitment to faith, family, and his Southern roots. Nora O'Donnell looks back at the life and times of the man from Plains.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
This is CNN Breaking News.
We have some breaking news just into CNN. CNN has just confirmed that Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has died at the age of 100. CNN's Wolf Blitzer has a look back now at President Carter's extraordinary life and career.
We just want the truth again.
Jimmy Carter was elected president barely 2 years after the law-breaking and cover-ups of the Watergate scandal forced President Richard Nixon to resign. His candor seemed like a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
Rich?
Well, Molly, some breaking news. Reports say Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has passed away at the age of 100. He became the first former president to reach that age October 1st. His wife of 77 years, former First Lady Rosalind Carter, died in November 2023 at 96. Carter was a peanut farmer from Plains, Georgia, who wore sweaters and had a down-home manner. He served in the Navy before turning to politics, first as a Georgia state senator and later as governor of the Peach State. Carter was elected president in 1976 in the wake of Watergate, defeating incumbent Gerald Ford. Carter's term was marred by domestic and foreign issues. He faced several economic challenges, including high inflation and gas shortages. He also struggled with problems overseas, most notably the Iran hostage crisis. Carter lost his 1980 bid for re-election to Ronald Reagan in a landslide. After leaving the White House, Carter devoted his post-presidency to humanitarian efforts. He focused and founded the Atlanta-based Carter Presidential Center to promote human rights across the globe and won the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000.
At 21 past the hour, I'm Alex Witt here at MSNBC World Headquarters here in New York City. We have some somber, some sad breaking news to share with you. At this hour, former President Jimmy Carter has died at the age of 100. As you might know, the 39th president started receiving home hospice care in February of last year. He and wife Rosalind Carter were married for 77 years before she died. He passes away as the longest living president in U.S. history. And MSNBC's Jose Diaz-Balart gives us a look back at his life and legacy.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Hallie Jackson.
Good afternoon. We are coming on the air with breaking news. Jimmy Carter, the 39th president, has died in his hometown of Plains, Georgia. Carter was 100 years old, the longest living president in American history. Our Lester Holt remembers his legacy.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
He went from being Jimmy Who to winning the White House itself.
And we're cutting out of that programme to bring you some breaking news coming out of the United States. American media reporting that Jimmy Carter has died. Jimmy Carter, the 39th President of the United States, has passed away at the age of 100. A Democrat, he served as president from January 1977 to January 1981 after defeating incumbent Republican President Gerald Ford in the 1976 U.S. election.
Vanessa, buenas tardes. Pues Washington está de luto, ya lo dices tú, el presidente más longevo de Estados Unidos, el número 39, y también el político demócrata más conocido y más popular, eso es lo que dicen las encuestas. Como ya lo dices tú, Vanessa, luego de varias visitas al hospital, decidió ya recibir cuidados paliativos en su casa en febrero del 2023. Quiere decir que desafiando todas las expectativas, se mantuvo bajo cuidados de hospicio exactamente 22 meses. Y hoy se da a conocer esta noticia por parte del Centro Carter de que falleció pacíficamente rodeado de su familia. Un presidente estadounidense que se involucró mucho con América Latina, que hablaba español y que también tuvo un término de 4 años. Aquí parte de su legado, parte de lo que fue la biografía del presidente Jimmy Carter.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Cuando decidió buscar la presidencia era casi un desconocido fuera de su estado natal, Georgia, donde...
Esto es un informe de última hora de Noticias Univisión.
Amigos, esta es una noticia de última hora. Fallece este domingo el expresidente Jimmy Carter a los 100 años de edad. Su hijo Chip Carter confirmó que el expresidente falleció en su casa de Plains, Georgia, sobre las 3:45 de la tarde. James Earl Jimmy Carter Jr., oficial de Marina, Premio Nobel de la Paz y agricultor de maní, que llegó a ser gobernador de Georgia y más tarde el 39º presidente de Estados Unidos, vivió más que ningún otro presidente estadounidense y en el día de hoy ha fallecido. Él había ingresado en un centro de cuidados paliativos de Plains, Georgia, en febrero de 2023, tras una serie de breves estancias en el hospital. Vamos a conocer mucho más de la vida del expresidente Jimmy Carter, quien falleció esta tarde.
James Earl Carter nació el 1 de octubre de 1924 y creció en un rancho de cultivo de maní en Plains, Georgia.